What's up, Taiwan? I'm Tiffany Wong with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan's cabinet has passed a new special budget focusing on boosting resilience and improving the country's defense. As Alan Liu reports, it's a direct response to China's increasing gray zone threats.
This is the Hualien, Taiwan's fourth 1,000-ton patrol vessel. Just delivered to the Coast Guard, it's part of the country's efforts to boost domestic shipbuilding. Now, Taiwan is looking to pour even more resources into this area, with a proposed $272 million for new vessels designed to withstand strong winds, heavy seas, and collisions. It's just part of a $17.2 billion special budget put forward by the Lai administration, focused on boosting resilience. The plan is getting support from some in Taiwan's legislature. Chen Guanting, a lawmaker on Taiwan's Foreign Affairs and Defense Committee, told TaiwanPlus that Taiwan should build more small and medium-sized high-speed vessels and step up coordination with the Navy and local fisheries to respond more effectively. But beyond maritime security, the special budget would also strengthen cybersecurity and battlefield preparedness, while investing in domestic drone production. It comes amid increasing Chinese aggression against Taiwan in what the cabinet calls Beijing's hybrid warfare, which combines military intimidation with gray zone warfare, strategies that fall short of open conflict, but are intended to wear down Taiwan's military.
中国近年来持续不断的来进行这个灰色地带的袭扰，那并同这个军事行动的规则，我们不能够对这样的威胁的存在呢视而不见，所以我们必须要正视它，我们必须要警觉。
Analysts say this approach is intensifying.
我的观察是，这预算对台湾非常重要，因为现在整个中国的威胁是从灰色地带行动转向高强度灰色，也就是英文可能分法是这种从 light gray 变成 dark gray 的部分，那是它的整个就是样态的转变。
In addition to traditional military hardware, Taiwan is putting more emphasis on what it calls a whole-of-society resilience approach, which combines official responses to emergencies or disasters with a strong civil defense. The special budget will now go to the legislature, where it looks likely to get a majority vote. Dolphin Chen and Alan Liu for TaiwanPlus.
Also, to counter gray zone threats, Taiwan's Coast Guard is stepping up patrols near its undersea cables. These lifelines, which connect Taiwan to the world, are tempting targets for China. Troubled waters off Taiwan's southern shores. The country's Coast Guard patrols for threats to communication infrastructure. 24 undersea cables keep the country online and connected to the world. But as tensions with China rise, they have become targets of Beijing's gray zone warfare, strategies that fall short of open conflict but wear down Taiwan's defenses. Captain Yuan Zongqing has seen this firsthand. In February, his crew detained a Chinese captain that sabotaged one of Taiwan's cables.
侵扰的行为已经严重破坏到我们台湾社会的一个安定及稳定性了。那我们还是一样要坚守我们的主权，还有维护渔民作业的安全。那维护我们这个蓝色国土。
That captain was later sentenced to 3 years in prison for cutting the cable between Taiwan and its outlying Penghu Islands, severing communication for hours. But it was not the first such attack on Taiwan's undersea cables. Experts say they could be one of the first targets should China go on the offensive.
当一旦有比较 serious conflict 的时候，第一件事情常常就会 damage 这个 undersea cable。所以当台湾的 undersea cable 被 damage， 不管是 intentional 或 unintentional， 不是只有台湾关心，其实全世界都非常关心，因为它代表下一个更严重的 conflict 有可能会产生。
Experts point to Ukraine in 2022. During the invasion, Russia targeted TV towers and was suspected of sabotaging Ukraine's natural gas pipelines. They say China is likely to use similar strategies to weaken Taiwan's defenses ahead of larger attacks. But protecting Taiwan's undersea cables, in addition to its rescue and policing duties, is stretching the Coast Guard thin. Practices such as flags of convenience, where vessels are registered, crewed, or owned by different countries, also make it difficult to tell friend from foe.
以前并没有这个任务的范畴，那可是现在就变成多了一个状况要多去进行处置。
With Taiwan pouring resources into protecting its infrastructure, China's gray zone tactics are already stretching the Coast Guard thin. Even without the cutting of cables, it may be a sign of rougher seas ahead. Luffy Li and Tiffany Wong for TaiwanPlus. A new think tank report says the U.S. is falling behind in defending against drones. It warns that in a potential conflict with China, mass drone strikes could overwhelm U.S. forces in the Pacific and even tip the balance in a war over Taiwan. Our reporter Alan Liu spoke with Eric Shi, a defense analyst and chief editor of the website Military and Aviation News Taiwan.
A new report from CNA says the U.S. should be prioritizing counter-drone defense capabilities to respond to a Chinese invasion of Taiwan. What's your take on this?
Okay, because the quantity of Chinese drone is too many, yeah. So I think his suggestion is tell us that we should not only focus on how to hard kill, and but also need to put our attention on how to make the soft kill in the drones. Something like the ESM, yeah, like electronic warfares, like using the jamming or anything to destroy the control line or their linkage of the control. So to Taiwan, if we want to defend such a quantity of the Chinese drones, I think the hard kill and the soft kill are both are the same. Both are all the same, very important.
The report also says U.S. forces often use missiles costing hundreds of thousands to intercept the drones that's probably worth just $50,000. Does this suggest drones often provides attackers a better advantage?
Yes, that is totally right, because the drone is very cheap, but your air defense missile, and even a small one or big one, the price of the defense missile are very expensive. So to Taiwan, the best way is need to develop our soft kill capabilities. Soft kill like jamming, like cutting their linkage of the control, something like this.
What are the major differences between the U.S. and China in drone developments today?
Right now, the problem is the capability of production. U.S. government or U.S. armed forces, they develop drones. They are all focused on military issues or on military problems. But Chinese launch or develop their UAVs or drones might focus on their domestic civilians requirement, but their domestic civilian requirements market is huge. So you know anything, any weapon they're developing or something they require money, Chinese market could raise the sufficient money to Chinese drones. That's the biggest difference.
How might U.S. efforts to strengthen its drone defenses help Taiwan?
I think the best way is technology. I mean, because the hardware, hard kill, yeah, it's very high price, it's a high value. You need to buy a lot of missiles or a lot of drones to defend yourself. But if you can successfully developing the soft kill chains, like jamming, like how to hire their UAVs or make their control system became useless. This is more easier than hardware.
That was Eric Shi, chief editor of Military and Aviation News Taiwan. Taiwan has issued new rules for civil servants who travel to China. The Mainland Affairs Council, which handles relations with China, announced the rule changes on Thursday. Anyone who works at a cabinet-level agency and travels to Hong Kong or Macau will have to register their plans regardless of why they're going. They will also have to say if they plan to meet with people who hold a certain rank or position. This new system takes effect immediately, but there will be a grace period of about 1 year.
但是如果你现在不遵守或是对规定不熟悉，我们暂时不会做惩罚的动作。那要到明年7月1号开始，如果还是有人不按照规定，就要开始做惩处。
These new rules come at a time when tensions between Taiwan and China are high. They're part of efforts to stop sensitive information being leaked to Beijing. More than 300 South Korean workers rounded up in an immigration raid in the U.S. last week are set to fly home on a chartered plane. The workers at carmaker Hyundai's plant in the state of Georgia will leave with a status of voluntary departure rather than deportation. U.S. President Donald Trump offered to have the workers stay and train American workers, but only one has decided to do so. South Korean President Lee Jae-myung said the incident could affect Korean companies' plans to invest in the U.S. Taiwan's largest semiconductor event, SemiCon, is in full swing. One key focus this year is female participation in the industry. Our reporter Ai Chi went to one forum to find out how the country aims to empower women leaders in the chip sector.
This year marks the 30th anniversary of SemiCon, Taiwan's biggest semiconductor event. And while global cooperation in emerging technologies are key talking points, women are also taking center stage, reflecting the industry's ongoing efforts to expand its commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. One forum brought together female senior executives from companies like ASE Group and MediaTek. Speaking about challenges women face in the industry, one major issue: lack of representation in leadership. Female engineers in Taiwan's tech industry make up only about 15% of the workforce, and at the executive level, only about 11% are women. But in the semiconductor sector, that drops to 5%. Speakers at the forum say women need to feel empowered to overcome challenges in the sector, and that women have specific strengths that can be leveraged for career growth. TaiwanPlus met with Olivia Liao, Vice President of United Microelectronics, to find out how women can do this.
可是女性就是我们碰到的时候，我自己观察到的状况是，如果男性对男性的时候，好像大家就会比较硬碰硬，然后不会的，好像比较有面子，就会装懂，然后就结束。但是女性来讲，我们就会比较，我自己就比较不耻下问，人家也会很乐意的告诉你说啊，其实这是这么一回事。 那就会比较容易破冰，然后在这件事情上来讲就比较容易解决。我觉得女性的特质就是如同我们知道，就比较细心啊，然后比较沟通能力强啊。其实这个在哪一个领域应该都一样。那我觉得我自己也把这2个特质发挥得很好在这里。那也不只有我，联电总共有18位副总，其中有3位是女性。 然后包含我，那另外一位是做成本控管，另外一个是做品质控管，所以我们做的都是属于要很细心，而且需要沟通能力很强的一个工作。
That was Olivia Liao, Vice President of United Microelectronics. As SemiCon continues through Friday, more panels will bring together industry leaders from around the world to ensure Taiwan is working with the best to foster fair workplace development. Andy Sher and IT for TaiwanPlus.
The New York Yankees have held their first ever Taiwanese Heritage Day. Fans at the baseball game against the Detroit Tigers were able to buy commemorative hats and jerseys. The Yankees often hold events during games to celebrate different cultures, but this was the first dedicated to Taiwanese Americans. The Tigers went on to beat the Yankees 11-1. Taiwan's athletes took home the gold medal at the 2025 World Archery Championships in South Korea on Wednesday. The women's recurve team, led by 2024 Olympian Cho Yi-ching alongside Xu Xin-ci and Li Taixuan, defeated Japan 6-0. Their victory secured the nation's first gold medal at the championship in 6 years. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow our social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, check out a rescued sea turtle returning to the ocean in Kaohsiung in southern Taiwan after recovering from an injury. I'm Tiffany Wong. Take care and see you next time.